Ring of Keys is
Yay!
the big anthem, the ultimate anthem from a fantastic musical, Fun Home. Jeanine Tesori and Lisa Kron wrote the musical. Jeanine Tesori writing the music. And Lisa Kron writing the book. She's a playwright as well, so arranging the book based on Alison Bechdel's original graphic novel, and then also writing the lyrics. And Jeanine Tesori is straight and Lisa Kron is a lesbian, and so Lisa Kron, when Jeanine Tesori said, we have to tell this story, there's this moment in Alison Bechdel's biography where she's maybe like an 8-year-old kid or something around that age. She's in a diner and a butch lesbian walks in and she sees her and she recognizes an identity that resonates with her, right? That empowers her. She says, like, that's me. Like, I understand what that is. It's very powerful in the graphic novel. But then Lisa Kron said, I don't want to write that song because every time people tell stories about lesbians on stage or in movies or whatever, it's for humor. A butch lesbian is mocked. This moment was so sensitive in her mind. She hadn't seen, a play or a movie or a television show authentically represent a butch lesbian. And Jeanine Tesori said, I understand that it's going to be hard to do. All the more reason it has to happen. And so they worked together very closely and carefully to craft a song, making sure every single word was dealt with in exactly the right way with the music to eliminate the possibility of humor and to honor the intention of that moment, really celebrating who Allison realizes she wants to be. It's also awesome these women are the first ones to win the Tony Award for Best Musical.
That's amazing.
So yay. Women composers.
Yeah.
So it's cool actually looking at the music of this song, and the structure of the overall song is verse, chorus, bridge, chorus. So it's very pop music in terms of the structure of the song, and yet instrumentally and with the chords, it's not really. It's got this like sort of color that is atypical of like a standard pop music. Some chords that are a little bit dissonant in ways that you might not expect. It's in 6/8, which is a very like a meter that always feels a little bit dancey, right?
Yeah.
It feels a little bit like a basketball bouncing.
Yeah.
It feels like movement. And to me that sort of represents this sort of undulation of emotion. At the beginning it's very thin and delicate. And again, I think that really sets the tone for like, this isn't some big joke, this isn't some big this is subtle and calm. So that 6/8 feel has that role, but it's very delicate and sweet. And the words that Allison starts with, someone just came in the door like no one I ever saw before. I feel. And I love that this lyric is incomplete sentences, right? She's thinking, I feel. She's trying to start the thought again and isn't quite able to finish it. I don't know where you came from. I wish I did. I feel so dumb. And then she continues to what is like the chorus of the song. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing. What I love about this section that comes back 3 times in the song is your swagger and your bearing and your just right clothes you're wearing. So, swagger, bearing, those are her coming in on the offbeats, which to me is a little bit like what they're expected to be is not what they are, right? Her swagger is not quite what you expect it to be, or it takes Allison a minute to process it. Your swagger, right? So you hear this off-kilter feeling, but then just right is just smack on the beat, just right clothes. So it's really strong. It adds a lot of strength to that lyric. Your short hair and your dungarees. Again, they really said they tried to spend a lot of time thinking about what words are not funny to people. Like if you say Birkenstocks, maybe people will laugh at that kind of stereotype or something. They really try to find the right words. Your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. I love this moment. Oh, your ring of keys. She can't even say the words, right? She bursts out into, oh, your ring of keys.
And it's in the G major chord, which really kind of solidifies
that
rises.
This like beautiful lift. Cool that they chose the idea of a ring of keys as the like empowerment.
Right.
Because I didn't know this. I spent some time researching online. A ring of keys and a carabiner hanging on a belt clip is actually a common like signifier of lesbianism. Sometimes even like an indicator of like sexual preference within lesbianism, which is fascinating to me. But the idea that, you know, we were discussing different people with jobs in construction.
Yeah.
You know,
security. There might be a security guard of some sort.
Anywhere that you need access to a lot of spaces. And it's also such a powerful symbol in the sense of like it really represents access and respect, you know, the respect and trust of having all this.
Yes.
So a very cool symbol.
Correct.
We go back to a verse this time with, I thought it was supposed to be wrong, but you seem okay with being strong. It does recognize the context of this isn't the way you're supposed to be. Like my dad wouldn't have said it was okay for you to be this kind of behavior, but you seem okay with it. Like I respect that a lot. I want to, you're so, again, she can't finish the thoughts. It's also interesting this is all directed to her, even though she's not really speaking to the character. The voice switches from the very beginning. Someone just came in the door like no one I ever saw before. I feel, goes immediately to, I don't know where you came from. And all the rest of the voice is, I'm speaking to you because my heart is connecting with you, whether or not we're talking to each other. She says, it's probably conceited to say, but I think we're alike in a certain way.
Interesting.
Such a brilliant lyric because instead of demeaning the lesbianism in any way, instead of saying like, oh, you're weird like me and we're not quite what people expect us to be, it's
opposite.
I'm probably conceited by saying I'm like you.
Yeah.
There's something about us that's the same, which is so awesome.
That I like. Yeah.
It's not only a recognition of herself, it's like a recognition and a self-empowerment in that recognition, which is so beautifully crafted. She doesn't finish her thought. It goes back to your swagger and your bearing. And each time your swagger and your bearing, can you give us just in contrast, the first time we hear your swagger and your bearing, it's a little more delicate. She's putting it together for the first time. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees. Now let's listen to the next time it happens. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your... So you actually hear a lot more thickness.
Oh yeah.
So much more confidence, conviction, depth, and even the harmonies change a little bit.
Octaves, and the harmonies do change.
They shift the tone of some of the chords as well, so it really does show her on this journey. She's saying the same things lyrically and with the same pitches. The last time, it really just feels even more like an empowered, almost like a dance.
And actually, she's using some dotted rhythms here.
Yeah.
So it's
your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your... So you hear this pulsating, like just bursting excitement and enthusiasm, I think.
And then it ends.
Yeah, it really gives us this strong sense. It's fascinating. That second time we go through the chorus, it comes to, do you feel my heart saying hi? Which I would think of as a bridge, right? We have the verse, chorus, bridge. Do you feel my heart saying hi? In this whole luncheonette, why am I the only one who sees you're beautiful? And I love the conscious composition here of a very high placement, especially for a very young female voice, a 10-year-old or however old the actress might be playing this role, really shouldn't be belting in the range of like a high E. So it insinuates and really requires like a delicacy. Beautiful, no, handsome. And she corrects herself with the terminology there. Goes back to your swagger and your bearing. We just demonstrated how that becomes even more empowered and almost, a bold dancing. And then, I know you, I know you, I know you. When we have a play and a script, we may say the same word or phrase 3 times in a row. And we always say as actors or acting teachers, like, hey, why are you saying this 3 times? How do you say it differently each time, right? So if I say to you, listen, Listen. Listen. I'm saying it 3 different ways for 3 different reasons, right? It's because of the other that I'm speaking to and their response and my emotional shift during each time. So same thing, the work is partly done for you because it's I know you, I know you, I know you. And you can hear the rhythm of the support.
Right. And it's more definitive, the last one, because they're stretching the notes for you.
And it goes with the piano supporting the chord changes go with you. So it really has a different feel to each time I know you is being said.
And there's a nice little counter melody that happens throughout each of these. That's the counter melody, and it comes back and forth in all of these little segments.
I wonder what instrument it is. I should listen to the past recording to find out, but I'm sure it's an instrument. I know there's a lot of cello in the score. I love the markings in this score. Oh my God, Jeanine Tesori's markings drive me wild. But in this moment, it says sturdy.
Sturdy.
And I just really think that's the most beautiful wording.
Yeah.
Because it has implications for music. But it's also rooted in what's happening emotionally for the singer. So here's Jeanine Tesori and Lisa Kron's Ring of Keys from the musical Fun Home. Someone just came in the door like no one I ever saw before. I feel I don't know where you came from. I wish I did. I feel so dumb. I feel your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. Your ring of keys. I thought it was supposed to be wrong, but you seem okay with being strong. I wanna. You're so. It's probably conceited to say that I think we're alike in a certain way. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. Your ring of keys. Do you feel my heart saying hi in this whole luncheonette? Why am I the only one who says you're beautiful? No, I mean handsome. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys. Your ring of keys. I know you. I know you. I know you. Thank you. That's fun.
Love it, love it.
Such a good song.